Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Table Talk channel. I hope everyone is staying safe, staying in, and being very, very careful dealing with the pandemic. Definitely taking care of yourself by covering your mouth. Definitely taking care of yourself by washing your hands. We can still stay connected, but definitely stay safe. I wanted to do today, I had a question. A question was one of the questions from one of the groups, and I wanted to answer the question. And I wanted to kind of expound on the question coming from a patient's point of view. I wanted to share my experience regarding the question. And sometimes I think that's good to do. You know, sometimes my experience may be provide a good access or a good answer to your question. And it may give you some sense of power on your end where you can take that information that I shared, use it as a tool, and you can benefit from it. So that's what I do coming from a patient view, because sometimes we don't hear the patient and we don't listen to the patient and hear that that patient has conquered a particular thing in their life and now that patient is thriving. That's good to hear. It's wonderful coming from a clinician. A clinician is a partner. A clinician, to me, my clinician is my partner, where me and my clinician team up together and we make an agenda for me going forward on how I can stay balanced. That's what a clinician is. But when you hear experiences and challenges and things that we can fight every day and we win, coming from a patient point of view, it's more connected, it's more relative, because I can look and say, oh my God, if that person did it, then I can do it too. So I love answering the questions. Keep the questions coming. I am very, very transparent. I love answering the questions and I love helping. And I hope the responses are doing that, helping you to get over that particular hump. So let's ask this question and then I will share my response to the question. The question is, I'm afraid to go to a counselor because I don't want to be viewed as or labeled as a crazy person. And my response to that, thank you. Number one, thank you for the question. I appreciate the question and I do understand the question and I'm a very good listener. So thank you so much for the question. And my response to the question is this: going to a counselor is for the improvement of you. It's for the betterment of you. It is not for someone's labeling, or it's not for someone to point the finger and says, okay, you are that particular person. As I said in the beginning, counseling is a partnership. You need counseling. Counseling is good. They are awesome teammates. When you want to partner with someone that help you understand the textbook understanding of mental illness and how mental illness operates, you want someone who's in that expertise and in that know-how that can shed light on what's going on with the symptoms and how those symptoms are misbehaving in your life. Now that's so important. And the reason why it's so important, because it's one of the components that you would need going forward to bring your mind to a balance. Now, for me, I have many components to bring my mind to a balance, because every day I fight a trigger. Every day I fight an episode. Every day I fight something in my mind that is not my friend. So when I stop and bring self-assessments, and keep in mind, my definition of self-assessment is a deep scan of your brain for truth. So that's me telling myself that sometimes my brain gives me fictitious thoughts, and sometimes I can't trust my brain. Sometimes I have to triple check my brain in order for me to have a balanced mind. I have to do those components. That's self-assessment for me. Another component is my counselor. I see my counselor on a weekly basis, and I let her know what's going on with me. What did I do good? What did I do bad? What we need to work on? What I need to strengthen? I see mental illness as that SWOT that we used to have in economics in the homework. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Your mental illness is going to be absolutely a weakness. It's going to see your weakness and it's going to tackle it. It's going to see that you have certain things in your life that is triggers for you, and it's going to run to that area and it's going to antagonize it so it can have you to make an irresponsible response, because that's the goal. The goal is, I want you to make an irresponsible response. I want you to have that irresponsible response so I can do one or two things. I can devalue you. I can kill your reputation. I can make someone view you as a untrustworthy individual. Though it's a various things that people, once you do an irresponsible response, people see you as, oh my goodness, you're not a person that I want to be working in my company. I don't trust you, because you can't balance yourself out. You can't control yourself. And that's what we're trying to do when you're dealing with mental illnesses of any type. You try to bring yourself in a sense of a balance where you can control yourself, where you can work a job, you can control yourself, where you can live your dreams. I want to write a book. Okay, I have to bring myself to a balance where I'm able to write a book where I could send a message and let that message be powerful and useful and beneficial. So in order to do that, I have to bring my mind to a balance. And these are practices. That's another part of my component. I practice every day all the components that I put together that brings my mind to a balance. And for you, it may be something different. Your components may be compiling of, maybe I'll walk a little bit to keep my head clear. Maybe I'll yoga a little bit to keep my hair clear. Maybe I'll ride my bike a little bit, or I'll skateboard to keep my head clear. Whatever it is to bring your mind to a balance, it's good to do that, because keeping your mind at a balance means my head is clear, I can concentrate, and I can do the things that I want to do so I can thrive in my life. So don't allow society to place labels on you. Counseling is good. Don't let society dictate how you live your life to make you better. Going to counseling will make you better. Going to counseling will bring your thought process back up. Going to counseling will put everything into perspective. Those are good things. All of those things are good things. Counseling is not a bad thing. I used to do this to myself. I used to live for others. I used to live for pleasing others. I used to live for making sure people see me in this particular view. Oh, as long as you like me, then that's good. Well, I discovered I had to like myself. I had to move out of this devalued way of thinking. And I had to put myself in a stance where I love myself more than anything. So if I love myself, I have to take care of myself. I have to treat myself nice. I have to make sure that I'm putting all the good things in my mind that will make me grow for the better. And counseling is one of those things. It will make you grow for the better. You don't want to just stay, just like a plant. You don't want to stay in the ground. You want to grow, and you want to grow to be pretty, and you want to be pretty blossomed, and you want to look lovely, and you want people to walk around and say, oh my God, that's a beautiful flower. It's blossoming lovely. That's because you put the work in. That's because you did the work. Counseling is one of those seeds that you put inside you, that one day when it blossoms up, you end up being a beautiful flower. So remove that frame of thinking. Remove that thinking out of your mind that it's a terrible label to be in counseling. Counseling is wonderful. And also remember that it is self-care. Counseling is self-care. It's for the betterment of you. It's for the growth of you. It's for the beauty of you. And you will see that over time, that it was worth the putting it in your agenda. Because then you have the education of what makes mental illness tick in you, the individual. Because that's another understanding that we'll talk about going forward. Mental illness, it's like case by case scenario. Each person has their own battle with mental illness, and we have to try to connect with each other. That's why the table talk is so important. These questions are so important. You put them on the table and let's all tackle it at the same time. And once we get these answers, we thrive together. We fly together, we make things work together, and we can share together. And I don't care, we're not in the same city, we're across the globe. It works. It works to the point where suicide rate goes down. Harmful strategies goes down. Living life to the fullest, loving life to the fullest goes up. That's what we're trying to do. That's how powerful. I can't do it alone. I love connection. I love being together. I don't want to do it alone. I want to do it with you. So let's go forward and keep the questions going. Subscribe and keep the questions going, because I have a patient point of view that's going to help everyone. And you have a patient point of view that's going to help me. So we help each other in connection and we grow together. So it's so beautiful. I appreciate the question. I love the question. Keep in mind, components are compiled of whatever you make it to be. Whatever you decide to put your components together to bring your mind to a balance. Because the ultimate goal is to bring your mind to a balance so you can live your dream, so you can thrive. That's what we want to do. We want to thrive in our life going forward so we can be the best of ourselves. Don't forget to subscribe at the bottom. I wait for the next question. No question is too small. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Be safe. Oh, don't forget, stay healthy, stay strong, stay in. This pandemic is a serious thing, and I want to be able to see or hear you guys next time. Be safe.